Halo Reach. This game came out on September 14th, 2010. Let me say that again. This game came out in 2010. God, I am getting old. This video is probably going to sound like my grandpa talking about gas prices back in the 70s, and my dad talking about old school muscle cars, talking about how the new ones just aren't the same, and how the Japanese ruined sports cars or something like that. But for a game that came out half of my lifetime ago, it's still a game where I hold some of my fondest memories in gaming. Nights where a younger version of myself would invite my good buddy at the time, Joe Nathan, over, and we would beat the entire campaign on legendary difficulty. Now, we didn't really get anything in the grand scheme of things for beating this game on legendary, but it was just a goal we set for ourselves because we loved this game so much. And the satisfaction you got from beating an already hard game on the hardest difficulty was just something we wanted really bad. Building massive maps on Forge World and leaving the game on overnight in these maps to exploit the EXP system to get cooler armor was something we also did on these nice nights in 2010/11/12. But what captivated me in this game to keep me coming back for years, to the point where I can still play Reach for hours on end without getting bored, finding new things every time I play? Could it be the beautiful soundtrack you are listening to in the background of this video right now? Could it be the campaign being one of the most memorable campaigns in gaming history? Perhaps it was the multiplayer that people still play to this day because it's fucking awesome? Let's find out.
Age 7, Mom says, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" "Rocket into space in a tiny metal coffin, ma'am." It's a true story.
Halo Reach's campaign is a weird one, owing to the fact that it is basically a prequel to the games that came out before it. You already sort of know that the planet Reach was destroyed before the events of Master Chief, but you don't exactly know how, and trust me, Reach is very, very, very important to the Halo timeline. Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail explaining the game. You've most likely already played if you've clicked on this video. I mean, the game is damn near 10 years old, so if you haven't played it already, what the fuck are you doing? But I'll just keep it short and sweet. The story of Reach is to demonstrate how badly humanity was getting its ass kicked by the overpowered, hyper-religious assholes known as the Covenant. An alien race bent on destroying this planet to find some old artifacts, yada yada, you already know. The entire campaign feels like you are fighting an uphill battle, and it genuinely feels like you are sacrificing everything to accomplish your goal. Almost your entire team is wiped out, each death making 10-year-old me lose my shit because a valuable team member and friend had been lost. The impact you feel as your 6-man army is cut down to eventually just you, scrambling to complete your goal, is heartbreaking and leaves you feeling like fighting the Covenant is going to be an impossible battle. What is your goal in the end of Reach? Well, quite simply, it's to deliver Cortana, the AI that was used to defeat the Covenant in the end, the one that aids Master Chief in the future. You are responsible for delivering it to safety. And what do you do after you've completed your goal? Enter the mission Lone Wolf, a mission where the only objective is to survive. And spoiler alert, you don't. You're jumped by a gang of elites and eventually killed in action. Your entire team except for one guy. This campaign is what taught 10-year-old me the concept of life and death, and the impact a few actions can have on the future of humanity. You don't feel like an OP badass like Call of Duty's campaigns and even the newer Halo games make you feel when you play it. Instead, you feel like a warrior who has seen his entire team die at the hands of an enemy that you know you cannot beat, an enemy that is the biggest threat humanity has ever faced. And yet you continue to fight on in this uphill battle you know you're gonna lose because your friend's sacrifices will be in vain. Combine all that with awesome settings, missions where you fly in fucking space, blow up an entire ship. It's just awesome. This campaign is really just the coolest damn campaign for me. And on top of that, there's like a million Easter eggs in this thing. Like, holy shit, dude, I remember watching old Achievement Hunter videos where they would show off the Easter eggs. It was just fucking awesome. On top of that, this game is super fun to speedrun because they don't make you sit through boring-ass cutscenes. I'm a Pokemon fan, and recently I've been playing Pokemon games where you're just stuck doing cutscenes for 10 minutes or so, while in Reach you can complete a mission that would have taken me an hour as a kid in less than 10 minutes. These campaigns have a lot of replay value, and I feel like I find something new every time I play them. So if you haven't played them before, or you haven't picked them up in a while, well, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Go buy the Halo Master Chief Collection on Steam and play the campaign. It's so goddamn good. I played it a few days ago with my friend Yanni, and we were just practicing speedrunning, shooting down ships so we could fly across the map. It's just a blast, and I think you'll have a good time if you ever played this game as a kid to play it again. Relive some old memories.
What's with the pain look on your face? What, are you trying to stop time? Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom. All right, go ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna make this section hella short. Just go listen to the Halo Reach soundtrack. Bro, the fucking music in this game just slaps on a whole different level. Alright, we got Tip of the Spear, we got Overture, we got We Remember. Those are some of the ones in this video. I'm just gonna go ahead and link the playlist for the Halo Reach soundtrack in the description, because not only does it fit the environment, it really cements the fucking theme of the game. It's just fucking beautiful. I can't describe it with words. Just go listen to the goddamn soundtrack. It's an absolute blast, and it's just super enjoyable. In fact, you could probably listen to it while doing your homework, but then you'll probably accidentally write like 5 different essays, predict what the teacher's gonna assign, get 5 months ahead on your homework. That's this type of music, alright? So yeah, give it a fucking listen.
You and me are a lot alike. I enjoy blowing stuff up. You enjoy standing around with your thumb up your ass.
In my opinion, it only takes 3 things to make a good multiplayer in a shooting game. 1. Have a diverse sandbox where most weapons and abilities have their own place and are decently balanced. You can have a few overpowered ones here and there, but if there's only one gun that everybody in the game is running, it's pretty boring. 2. Have a bunch of fun and unique game modes and maps. 3. Give players a reason to grind and level up. Now when I say Reach's sandbox is diverse, I really mean that. Different weapons are scattered across the map, all with their own purpose. Sure, some players tend to flock towards the energy sword, the rocket launcher, the sniper, but those are the overpowered weapons everybody's fighting for. And most of the time you can find a weapon that is decently viable right on the ground. Everybody starts with the same weapons, so it's a pretty fair chance of you beating the other person to get those overpowered weapons like the energy sword. On top of that, there are a bunch of armor abilities in this game, and while I know the most overpowered one of all time is Armor Lock, most people actually use Sprint and Jetpack just for fun movement. Sure, invisibility and holograms suck, but you can still make them work, which I think is very charming about the multiplayer. On top of that, there are a bunch of notable game modes. My favorites include Infection, Snipers, and Griftball. All of these are game modes I wasted hours of my life playing as a kid, and Halo Reach is the reason why I love shotguns so much in modern shooters, is because of Infection. I don't know how many hours I put into Infection, because it was just my favorite game mode of all time. I just love it. I played it today, I suck at it, but God, I just remember so many hours were sunk into playing Infection. And along with all that, there are 36 maps to play on, as far as I'm aware. I don't even know how many maps there are, if I'm being quite honest with you. Every time I play this game, I feel like I'm placed on a map I don't remember from my childhood, which is just absolutely insane. And if you get bored of these maps, you can always just build your own in Forge, which I just think is fucking awesome. You can create your own game, invite as many friends as you want. The possibilities are endless. I don't know how many Naked Cortana maps I downloaded back in the day when I was 10 years old and was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Of course those maps get taken down, but you could really build anything and build any game mode you want. I mean, people would race vehicles, which don't even get me started on the sheer amount of vehicles in this game. You have the Ghost, the Revenant, the Covenant tank, I don't even know what it's called. You have the tank, you have the helicopter, you have the Banshee. There's just so many fucking options for you to play that it's absolutely insane. So yeah, Halo Reach's sandbox, 10 out of 10, best sandbox I've ever seen. But a great multiplayer would be nothing if it didn't have something for you to waste hours of your life trying to complete. And since you don't level up weapons like you would in Call of Duty, what left are you to do? Enter character customization, which Reach hit perfectly. Halo Reach easily has the best player customization of any game I've ever played. There are so many different sets of armor that no matter what, you'll probably be different than someone else. I mean, sure, there's always going to be that guy running around with the skull helmet and the fire, but, you know, if you want to be unique, you can. Plus, even if everybody's running around with the skull helmet and the fire, which is just badass and you know it, everybody's a different color. It's just fucking awesome. Everybody looked unique, and it took a long fucking time to grind out these things. Me and my friends made it a huge competition where we would find different ways to exploit the EXP system, and I got to a pretty fucking high level. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to make my armor look like Jun's armor because I just thought snipers were the coolest thing when I was 11 years old. And I feel like that's what Reach's strong point is with its multiplayers. It gives players the choice to do whatever the fuck they want. You feel truly free in this multiplayer, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the Master Chief Collection version of Reach is a shell of its former self. It's still fun, and it's still probably the best way to play it because Reach's servers aren't online anymore as far as I'm aware, or they're not going to be soon. I mean, the game's 10 years old, but still, even if it's just a shell of its former self, download this fucking game. I swear to God, there are still people playing this game online. I was able to find a match within 10 seconds. 10 seconds for Infection, which is not even the main game mode. People still love this game, and you could still level up your armor and make yourself look cool. So I definitely would recommend buying this game off Steam. Halo Reach was just an awesome combination of a beautiful campaign mixed with a killer multiplayer that I don't think Halo will ever be able to replicate again. Alright, you finally made it to the end of the video, so you know what that means. It's self-promotion time, baby. Now look, I don't really upload anything specific on this website. I just kind of upload whatever I feel like, whenever I feel like it, but yeah, if you kind of like that stuff, you're subscribing to me for the personality, not the niche on YouTube. I'm not a Halo YouTuber or a Pokemon YouTuber or even a gaming YouTuber. I just upload whatever I want. So if you like that kind of shit, feel free to subscribe. On top of that, if you don't want to subscribe, go ahead and just leave a like because it helps out a lot. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video because it took me an absolute massive amount of time to edit in Camtasia Studios. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. Links to the music in the description down below.